Have you heard what happened to Mama Cass? Have you heard what happened to Mama Cass? The voice that once soared across stages, hiding a world of secrets behind her captivating melodies. A star in the spotlight, yet shadowed by unrequited love, career missteps, and a battle with self-image that haunted her until her final note. One secret, so explosive, it was carried to her grave. The father of her child, unknown to all but one. The revelation, years later, sent shockwaves through those who thought they knew her best. This is the untold story of Cass Elliot, the breakout star of the Mamas and the Papas. A tale of triumph, tears, and a dangerous diet that fuels a myth persisting to this day. Stay tuned as we unravel the dramatic life of Mama Cass, a story that will leave you shocked. Ellen Naomi Cohen, born in Baltimore, Maryland, in September 1941 to Russian Jewish immigrants, faced financial struggles throughout her childhood. Despite these difficulties, her future seemed destined for greatness, characterized by a vibrant personality and immense talent. However, Cass battled personal demons from a young age, particularly with her weight and its accompanying social stigma. In high school, she thrived in a community that embraced and elevated her talents, fostering her love for theater and audience performances. She adopted the stage name Cass Elliot, inspired by the renowned actress Peggy Cass and a deceased friend, which boosted her confidence on stage. Taking a bold step with this newfound self-assurance, Cass left high school to chase her acting dreams in New York. Broadway, however, proved unforgiving. After missing out on a role to the then unknown Barbra Streisand, Cass shifted her focus to singing, hoping it would spare her the heartbreak she experienced in theater. Unfortunately, she discovered that the music industry could be just as cruel. Cass broke into the music scene and achieved moderate success by forming two bands from 1962 to 1964, the Big Three and subsequently the Mugwumps. It was during her time with the Mugwumps that she encountered Denny Doherty, a man she would passionately follow to the ends of the earth. However, an unexpected twist in her romantic life made her suddenly unavailable. Although deeply in love with Doherty, Cass ended up marrying another band member, James Hendrix, in 1963. Their marriage was merely a strategic move to prevent Hendrix from being drafted, lacking any real romantic foundation. Recognizing the marriage as a facade, Cass understood that her connection with Hendrix was strictly professional. Consequently, after 8 months, the Mugwumps disbanded and Cass ventured solo, hoping Doherty would join her. Instead, he became part of the New Journeymen, which included the married couple John and Michelle Phillips. Determined to be part of this new group, Cass faced personal and professional rejection. Doherty, influenced by her weight, had rejected her romantically but acknowledged her undeniable talent and knew she was vital for the New Journeymen. Yet John Phillips resisted her joining the band, citing publicly that her voice was too deep for his musical arrangements. Privately, however, he criticized her appearance much more harshly. Behind the scenes, Phillips voiced that Cass's weight made her unfit for the group, a statement that further shook her already fragile confidence. Cass lived in an era that idolized the slender figures epitomized by stars like Audrey Hepburn, making her feel out of place and undervalued. Despite John Phillips' continuous objections, her determination to join the New Journeymen and be close to Doherty was unwavering. Michelle Phillips recounted how Cass would doggedly follow the band, enduring treatment that was less than kind, being tasked with menial services and mocked with false promises of participation. But Cass's moment of vindication was on the horizon. The New Journeyman's penchant for prioritizing leisure and substance use over financial stability led to their downfall, and they found themselves in dire need, seeking refuge with Cass in their moment of desperation. Cass extended an offer they couldn't dismiss, acceptance into the band in Ixchang for shelter. This ultimatum forced John Phillips's hand, challenging his previous reservations about her suitability for the group. Because YouTube will prioritize interactive videos, please comment "OK" if you find this video interesting. Thank you. Yet, there's a peculiar twist to Cass's story of joining the band, one that diverges from the narrative of strategic necessity. Legend has it that during a trip to St. Thomas with the new journeyman, an accident involving Cass and a falling pipe miraculously altered her vocal range to suit John Phillips's preference. This extraordinary account, while debated, adds a layer of fate to Cass's tumultuous journey into the band, contrasting sharply with the harsh realities of her struggle for acceptance and belonging. Years later, insiders close to the group disclosed that John Phillips was keen on keeping under wraps his discriminatory stance on Cass's weight from the public eye. Regardless of the underlying reasons, Cass secured her spot in the band, leading to the birth of the Mamas and the Papas after a stroke of late-night creativity. With Cass's contribution, the band soared to fame with chart toppers like California Dreamin' and Monday, Monday. However, her inclusion didn't shield her from internal mockery about her weight, which intensified rather than subsided. This ridicule was even embedded in the band's music, with lyrics pointedly targeting Cass's size, notably in Creek Alley, where they sang, "No one's getting fat except Mama Cass," a line that, despite Cass's objections, cemented her widely recognized nickname. Cass's underlying motive for joining the Mamas and the Papas was driven by her unspoken affection for Denny Doherty. Her heartbreak was compounded when she discovered Doherty's romantic involvement with Michelle Phillips, her rival in love. Confronted with this betrayal, Cass expressed her sorrow and disbelief directly to Phillips, questioning why she would pursue Doherty, the one person Cass cherished above others. She lamented to Phillips, "You can have any man in the world. Why take the one man I love?" Despite Doherty's candid revelation about his affair, Cass clung to a glimmer of hope for his affection, a hope that remained even after a marriage proposal to Doherty went unanswered due to his intoxication. Her personal turmoil found an outlet in her music and a descent into substance use, leading to erratic behavior. In 1967, a trip to London prior to a band performance resulted in a scandalous encounter with the law for Cass. She was detained over a seemingly trivial accusation of stealing bed linens, but rumours suggested the authorities' real interest was linked to Pick Dawson, a figure rumoured to be both Cass's lover and drug supplier. The intention was to leverage the charges against Cass to apprehend Dawson. Despite spending a night in jail and the potential for serious legal repercussions, the charges were dropped due to insufficient evidence. This incident, however, tarnished the band's reputation and led to the cancellation of their anticipated London performance. Cass Elliott's tenure with the Mamas and the Papas wound down amidst heartache and demeaning lyrics, leaving her to ponder her next steps. Her rendition of "Dream a Little Dream of Me" marked a successful pivot to a solo career, signalling her departure from the group. Following the band's dissolution, Cass secured a lucrative opportunity to perform at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, a 3-week engagement that promised to catapult her to solo stardom. However, the anticipation of her Las Vegas debut brought with it an immense pressure to conform to slender beauty ideals, propelling Cass into an extreme crash diet. Over 7 months, she fasted for 4 days each week, resulting in a dramatic loss of a third of her body weight from her 300-pound frame. Yet, this drastic weight loss bore dire consequences for her health. In the lead-up to her Las Vegas premiere, Cass suffered a series of severe health issues, including acute tonsillitis, hemorrhaging vocal cords, mononucleosis, and hepatitis, all exacerbated by her rigorous diet. Her health woes left her woefully underprepared for her much-anticipated performance, despite the presence of luminaries such as Sammy Davis Jr., Jimi Hendrix, and Mia Farrow in the audience. On the night of her debut, Cass, weakened and ill, struggled through her set, her voice so faint it hardly carried. The expectation was for her to deliver 2 shows nightly, but after a brief intermission, her attempt at a comeback only led to a further decline in her performance quality. The audience's restlessness turned to outright disapproval, culminating in a mass exodus from the venue. The fallout was swift. Caesar's Palace terminated her contract, and the subsequent media coverage was merciless. Newsweek's analogy likened her debut to the disastrous sinking of the Titanic, a stark indictment of her attempt to rise as a solo artist amidst personal and health challenges. In the midst of a spiraling depression triggered by her professional setbacks, Cass Elliott found solace and joy in the arrival of her daughter, Owen. The birth of Owen was a beacon of hope amidst the chaos of her personal and professional life. Cass dedicated herself to being an exceptional mother, fiercely protective over who got close to her child, even to the point of dismissing nannies she felt were too attached, determined to shield her daughter from the prying eyes of the public and media speculation. Cass maintained a tight lid on her personal life, refusing to disclose the identity of Owen's father, despite rampant media speculation and the swirl of rumors that accompanied her career. Cass's life in the limelight wasn't without its controversies, including the shocking association with Charles Manson and his followers. Allegedly, she had unwittingly hosted Manson at her famed Hollywood parties, a connection that cast a shadow over her reputation. Especially after Manson's heinous crimes came to light, John Phillips went as far as to unjustly accuse Cass of facilitating Manson's entry into their social circles, even implicating her in the tragic events that led to Sharon Tate's murder, allegations that were thankfully dismissed by the authorities. Despite the debacle of her Las Vegas performance, marking a significant setback in her solo career, Cass didn't retreat from the public eye. She carved out a niche for herself on television, starring in specials like the Mama Cass television program and Don't Call Me Mama Anymore. Yet beneath her continued professional endeavors lay a deeper yearning for a fulfilling romantic relationship, something that had eluded her throughout her tumultuous life. Because YouTube will prioritize interactive videos, please comment OK if you find this video interesting. Thank you. In 1971, Cass's search for love briefly found its match in Donald von Wiedmann, a journalist with noble lineage. The details of their meeting remain obscured, but their connection was instant, though not lasting. Their whirlwind romance led to a swift marriage, only to dissolve just as quickly within 2 months, epitomizing the fleeting and often heart-rending nature of Cass's quest for love and stability amidst the highs and lows of her extraordinary life. Cass Elliott's relentless pursuit of slimness through hazardous dieting finally took its toll in 1974. During a backstage moment at the Johnny Carson show, she experienced a sudden collapse, an alarming signal of her deteriorating health, which she lightly dismissed as a minor issue of exhaustion, attributing it to a drop in her blood sugar. Cass's nonchalance towards her health scare exemplified her tendency to underestimate the severity of her condition. Despite this scare, she continued her demanding schedule, completing a series of performances at the London Palladium, and then, without a moment's rest, partook in Mick Jagger's 31st birthday celebration in Chelsea. The pace and intensity of Cass's social and professional engagements did not wane as she attended a brunch in her honor the following day, hosted by Georgia Brown. It was evident to those around her that Cass was not in optimal health. Her frequent nose-blowing, coughing, and difficulty breathing raised alarms among her friends. Yet her condition did not deter her from attending another gathering that evening, this time hosted by American entertainment journalist Jack Martin. Contrary to her vibrant and energetic persona, Cass appeared visibly unwell at Martin's party, igniting concern amongst attendees despite her assurances of merely feeling exhausted. This outing would mark her last public appearance. Cass's final moments unfolded in a rented apartment in Mayfair, property of Harry Nielsen, where the events took a tragic turn. The following day, when she failed to appear, her secretary, sensing something amiss, discovered her lifeless body, marking a sorrowful end to her life. Cass Elliott had succumbed to a heart attack at the tender age of 32, a fact that was soon overshadowed by the spread of a baseless and malicious rumor suggesting she had choked on a ham sandwich, exploiting her lifelong battle with weight issues as a subject of ridicule. This falsehood perpetuated a stigmatizing narrative about her death, overshadowing the true cause. Adding a chilling footnote to this tragedy, Keith Moon, the drummer for The Who, would meet his end in the same apartment 4 years later, also at the age of 32, further enveloping Cass's last residence in a macabre aura of infamy. Following her tragic death, Cass Elliott's daughter Owen was raised by Cass's younger sister Leah. The identity of Owen's father remained a closely guarded secret until Michelle Phillips revealed that he was Chuck Day, a talented guitarist who had played on the Mamas and the Papas iconic tracks Monday, Monday and California Dreamin'. This revelation finally brought clarity to one of the lingering mysteries surrounding Cass's life. In a belated recognition of her contributions to music and popular culture, Cass was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in October 2022. The ceremony was a heartfelt tribute, attended by her family, friends, and Michelle Phillips, her former bandmate. This posthumous accolade underscored the immense talent and impact of Cass Elliot, whose career had often been overshadowed by the era's prevalent fat phobia. Despite facing degrading remarks and discrimination, Cass's legacy as a powerful voice and a seminal figure in music history remains undeniable. Cass Elliot's voice was a force of nature, characterized by its overwhelming presence and power. Her absence was profoundly felt during the Mamas and the Papas reunion at their induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1998. Attempting to fill the void left by Cass, the band enlisted the help of 3 backing singers for their performance of California Dreamin'. However, it was clear that Cass's unique and irreplaceable vocal prowess could not be replicated, highlighting the significant loss to music following her untimely passing. Cass Elliot's indelible mark on the world of music, marked by her extraordinary talent and resilience in the face of adversity, continues to be celebrated and remembered. In the tale of Cass Elliot, we find a story rich with lessons about resilience, the pursuit of passion, and the struggle against societal norms. Cass's journey from the streets of Baltimore to the heights of musical fame, despite facing personal and societal challenges, teaches us the importance of staying true to oneself and one's dreams no matter the obstacles. Her ability to forge a path in the face of adversity, from battling weight stigma to breaking barriers in the music industry, exemplifies the power of determination and self-belief. Cass Elliot's story also highlights the significance of embracing one's unique talents and characteristics, even when they deviate from societal expectations. Her legacy serves as a reminder that true talent and authenticity can eventually shine through despite initial rejection and criticism. Moreover, Cass's life encourages us to consider the impact of our words and actions on others. Her experience with fat shaming and the cruelty of the media underscores the need for empathy, kindness, and a more inclusive society that values individuals for their contributions rather than their appearance. As we reflect on Cass Elliot's extraordinary life and career, let's engage in a dialogue about overcoming personal challenges, the importance of pursuing one's passion, and the need for societal change. If you're a fan of Cass Elliot or her music has touched your life in some way, please comment with the letter C to share your admiration and stories. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Iconic for more inspiring stories and discussions that delve deep into the lives of the icons who've shaped our world. Let's continue to explore, learn, and grow together. And grow.